Hi everyone, how are you all? Welcome to another IELTS lunch break with Fabi. Okay, I'm Fabi from Fabi English. Yeah, I apologize for the noise. We have a handyman working outside, so it may be a bit noisy today. Sorry about that. So again, welcome to another IELTS lunch break with Fabi. So I'm Fabi from Fabi English, and here every Monday and Wednesday at 12 p.m. Brisbane time, I help you with everything you need. Hi, Bruna. How are you? Long time no see. If you have any questions about IELTS writing, just pop them in there. Okay. So yeah, guys. So here every Monday, Wednesday, I help you get a 7+ in IELTS writing. Okay. So I don't know if you managed to see our last live on Monday. So on Monday, we talked about vocabulary. Okay. So a lot of people can get the 7 they need just because they don't know what type of vocabulary they should use. Okay, let me just fix this a tiny bit here, guys. Yeah, it's a bit better. That's a bit better. Okay, yeah. So last week, okay, not on Monday, we talked about vocabulary. Okay, so vocabulary for a 7 on the IELTS test. And that live's already available on YouTube. Okay, if you head to Facebook and Instagram, you'll also find a few things there. But if you want to see the whole live, head to YouTube. All right. And it was a pretty cool one because I shared with you some of the things that I shared with my students. Okay. And the things that they have been doing to improve their vocabulary so they can get a 7+ in writing. Okay, dokie. All right, cool. So today we are going to talk about writing strategies. All right, guys. So as you might have noticed that each day I deal with one specific type of thing. Okay, so one day we talk about grammar for a 7. The other day was a vocabulary for a 7. So today we're going to talk about strategies. Okay. One thing you can do right now is head to my website, okay, www.fabienglish.com, and over there you will find a mini course, okay? It's the IELTS writing mini course, and with this mini course, it's free, okay, free of charge, don't have to pay anything for it. Just head there and log in, okay? And over there you'll find the structure for the essay. So there are 5 types of essays that are the most common ones in IELTS writing, okay? And over there, I have these 5 ones, and I explain the best way to structure them, okay? So if you're just starting with the IELTS, or if you've been working on it for a while, head there, okay? And you will be surprised at how good that is, okay? I shared with some people on Monday, yeah. I have 2 students actually that every time they have to do a writing task, they go to the course and they revise and they do the writing, which I think is pretty cool. And these people have improved a lot. So that's something nice to do. Okay. But today, okay, we're going to talk about strategies for writing. More specifically, today we will talk about planning the essay. Okay. I'm going to be more specific about the essay, which is task 2, but you can use the strategies for task 1 academic or task 1 general. No problem at all. Okay, guys. And if you have any questions, okay, you can pop the questions in there. All right. And then we can, I can get to them probably at the end of the live. All right, cool. But if you have any questions, just pop them there. And if I miss anything, just maybe write 2 times because sometimes I miss it. All right, cool. Okay, so, all right. So when it comes to the plan, a lot of people overlook the plan and some people just ignore it. Okay, so they just decide not to do it at all. All right, which I think is a real bad idea. I haven't seen anyone getting a 7 without a good plan. Okay, so I'm gonna share with you some of the things that you can do to have an amazing plan. Okay, cool. So today I will tell you things Actually, I'll tell you why I think the plan is so important, okay? And I will also share a few things with you of things that people are doing that isn't really working, okay? So I'm gonna share a bit of the things you should do and the things you shouldn't do. All right, so let's start with the first one. Okay, so why do I talk so much about the plan? Okay, so if you've been my student at any point in your life, maybe when you're my student at one of the universities here in Brisbane or one of the English schools here in Brisbane, or you've been my private student, okay, you heard me talking about planning the writing, okay? The reason I say this, it's because it helps a lot. I know when students are planning, okay? When I read the writing, I know if they planned and I know if they follow the plan. All right, so that's one reason, okay? So I totally know. And I can see that the people who get the highest scores are the ones planning, okay? So one of the main reasons why you should be planning, okay, is because when you plan, your text tends to be more organized. And when your text is more organized, your score for coherence and cohesion on the IELTS test is higher. That's one amazing reason. All right, guys, one amazing reason. Cool. Next one. The next one is when you plan, okay, guys, so when you have the plan there, all right, usually, if you think about the plan, if you think about what you're going to write before you write, you tend to have the things that you are asked for, okay? So let's say sometimes when we are writing, okay, it's a lot of things to think about, okay? So when you're writing and you're thinking about what am I going to write? Is my grammar correct? Am I using the right words? That's a lot to think about, okay? But if you plan, when you start writing, you just write, okay? So it's much, much easier, all right? And why do I say that? When you plan, okay, guys, so when you start planning, okay, and you look at the task and you start planning, all right, you're more likely to have the right ideas, okay? And the ideas that you are asked to have in your essay, all right? And if they ask you to talk about education and two interesting things about education, and then you talk about it, you're gonna have a high task achievement score, okay? So, but sometimes it's hard to think about that while you are writing. So planning, extremely important if you want a high task achievement, okay? Because sometimes your plan is already your task achievement. You know what I mean? And then you just have to write. Okay, yeah. So yeah, I don't know if you had a chance to watch my video about the writing steps. Okay, yeah, so the writing steps, I think they're very, very important. Okay, guys, and I feel that when you get to task two, just 1 second, guys. Hi. All done, cool. Thank you very much. No worries. Thank you. See ya. Sorry, guys. I had the handyman was fixing my house. And he just said, hey, bye, I'm finished. I'm like, okay, cool, bye. Okay, what was I saying? Oh yeah, okay, yeah. So I think I was talking about the video, right? Okay, cool, yeah. One of the pleasures of doing things live. Okay, cool. So if you had a chance to watch my video, okay, talking about the writing steps, okay, planning is one of the steps, okay, and I do feel that if you plan, the writing comes much easily, much more easily. All right, cool. Then, yeah, okay, another thing, okay, so sometimes, as I said before, guys, I know when my students make plan, okay, when I read the writing, I know if they have a plan or not, I totally know that, okay? And sometimes I read it and I don't think they made a plan because it's a little bit confusing, right? And then I asked them, hey, did you have a plan? And they said, yes. And I said, show me, I want to see your plan, because I think to myself, there must be something wrong with the plan because the writing is not very good. So I asked them, oh, show me the plan. And they say, oh, it's in my head. All right, guys. So if the plan is in your head, it's not really a plan. All right. So the plan should be in paper. Okay. And that's when one thing that I've been talking to my students a lot also is you're going to do the writing on the computer. Most people, actually, I have a student who just did the test in Darwin. And in Darwin, Australia, they don't have the test on the computer yet. So she had to do it in paper, okay? But most people, especially if you're in Brisbane or if you are in, I think, Adelaide also, if you are Melbourne, Sydney, most places you can do the IELTS on the computer, which is much better for a lot of reasons. We'll probably have one live talking about that soon. And so the reason is, so when you're doing the computer, my suggestion is ask for a piece of paper and do the plan by hand, okay? And a lot of people, they type, they type the plan, okay? My suggestion is to actually get a piece of paper and do it, okay? And maybe get a full piece of paper and make your plan, all right? And add all the ideas you want to add, and then you go and you write. Okay, so that's something you guys should be thinking about also, okay? So, by the way, if you have any questions, pop the questions in there, okay, guys? Yeah, and then, oh yeah, the main reason why people are not making a plan is because they say it takes too long. Well, just today, I was having a look at a book that I like a lot for the IELTS, okay? And I was reading through the part where they talk about writing, and then actually they have very big, make a plan. They actually suggest 5 minutes for your plan, all right? To me, I usually suggest 3 to 4 minutes to my students, okay, especially for task 2. All right, but I think it's really personal, okay, how long you're gonna spend making the plan, all right? But everyone is suggesting it, okay? So even if you feel it takes too long, it might not be that long in the end. Maybe time yourself. So next time you're gonna do your writing, time yourself and check how long it takes you, all right, to make the plan, okay? Check that. And then maybe you see how long it's taking you. But it's interesting because once you start planning, okay, you will see how much your writing process is faster. Okay, you will see that when you don't have a plan, you start writing and you stop and you start and you stop and you start and you stop. When you have your plan, all the ideas are there. You just have to write. Okay, guys, so I don't think planning is a time waster. Planning is actually a time saver, okay? But if you are uncomfortable with planning, practice it, okay, guys? That's why it's so important to practice before the test. Sorry. Okay, guys, so yeah. So definitely try that, okay? You're gonna see that your writing will be much, much better, okay? Another thing is, one thing that I do with my students, so usually what I do with my students is when they tell me they want to do the IELTS test, okay, the first thing I do, I send them a test and they do it and then we check together, okay? So that's the first thing I do. The next step, okay, I feel that I help my students a lot when I plan with them, okay? So that's one thing I do, and especially the students who don't plan very much or they are not used to it, all right? So I take the time to plan with them. So look at the task together, okay? I've done this online classes, I've done this on private students, all right? And it's extremely important too, okay? Because when we plan together, okay, you're also working on your structure for the IELTS test, okay, guys? And honestly, I've never seen someone, okay, getting a 7+ in writing without a good plan, okay? And like I said before, guys, plan is something, so I have the way I like to plan, I have the way I tell my students to plan, but you might find your own personal way of planning, okay? But one thing I suggest, okay, sometimes people say it takes too long to plan, it's because they are not using keywords in the plan. They are probably using long sentences, okay, guys? So if you use long sentences in your plan, it will take you a long time, okay? So you should have ideas in your plan, okay, guys? No long sentences. Save your long sentences for your writing, okay? That's the best thing you can do, all right? So just a recap, okay? So some of the reasons why planning is so important, and if you want a 7+ in writing, you should be planning, okay? First thing, okay, you will get an amazing score for task achievement and coherence and cohesion if you plan, all right? Number one. Number two, if you're making the plan, okay, if you're gonna do the test on the computer, I suggest you actually do your plan on a separate piece of paper, okay? And then you can type, you can look at your plan and you can type. If you're gonna do in paper, just use the paper, okay? When you are making your plans, please don't use long sentences, use just keywords, all right? And yeah, and again, guys, if you have a good plan, you know, you have a good structure, you're likely to get a really high score. Okay, all right, so just share a little bit with you, yeah. So I was just thinking about one of my students here. She actually, yeah, so she's gonna do the IELTS next week. And we've been working on her plan for a while, okay? And it's funny because nowadays, when I look at her writing, you know, I just give that quick look just to check if everything is in place. And it is, all right? She's been practicing for 2 months, I think, okay? So I look at it and it's there, okay? So I look at the writing, I can see everything is there. And then we just work on her English, basically, because she knows how to write, especially because she's making the plan. Okay, guys, and as I said before, a lot of people, they can get a high score because the structure is not very good. Okay, and you're not likely to get a good structure if you don't have a good plan for the writing. Okay, guys, yeah. So guys, if you have any questions, you can pop the questions. Okay, so today we're talking about planning, okay, for the IELTS exam. Okay, guys. So yeah, so if you have any questions, just let me know. Okay. So yeah, yeah. If you do get a chance to go to the mini course, okay, on my website, so www.fabyenglish.com, all right, you're gonna find the mini course. It's a free mini course, okay, and I think it would take you maybe 30 to 40 minutes to do the mini course because it's just an introduction to the essay on task 2, okay? And it doesn't matter if you're doing academic or general, okay? It doesn't really matter. And you can actually use those, the structure that I give you there and make it your plan, okay? So let's say you will probably, I think the first lesson there is regarding advantages and disadvantages, okay? So let's say you have task, okay? You're gonna do a writing practice and you get a task, blah, 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 blah. What are the advantages and disadvantages to the certain topic, okay? So if you go to my course there, you will see, okay, that I talk about the structure, all right? So when it comes to advantages and disadvantages, you should have your introduction, okay, one block with advantages, one paragraph with advantages, the next paragraph with disadvantages, and then you should have your conclusion, all right? So usually advantages, 4 paragraphs. Okay, so you know that if you've done the mini course, you don't even have to think about it. You know that. So what do? To me, I'll show you what I would do. Okay. So yeah, to me, guys, what I do is, okay, I need 4 paragraphs. So I go bang, 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 bang. That's it. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I know this one is my introduction. Okay, this one can be advantages, and this one can be disadvantages, and I have my conclusion. That's it. What do you do next? Just add your own ideas, okay? Oh yeah, so the advantage for certain thing is blah, blah, blah. Oh, why is it an advantage? Because of blah, blah, blah. Okay, one disadvantage is blah, blah, blah. Oh yeah, another advantage is blah, blah, blah. If you do this process, going back and forth, thinking, oh, this is good, oh, this is bad. Oh, that's a good example for this one. Oh, no, it's a good example for the other one. If you do that while you're writing, your writing is not going to be very organized. Okay, so that's why you should take the time and do it when you're planning. All right, guys. Yeah. So yeah, and then of course, usually when it comes to the plan, okay, I tell my students to have 3 things. Okay. So the first thing is the topic that you want to talk about. The next thing, you should explain this topic, and then maybe an example about the topic. All right, guys. So I think that these are things that are really, really helpful when it comes to planning. Okay. Any questions, guys, about IELTS writing, planning? Okay. If you have any questions about the other parts of the IELTS exam, I can help you too. But mostly here we talk about writing. Okie dokie. So if you have any questions, pop the questions there. Okay. Yeah. On Monday, I had some questions that were sent to me via email. Okay. Today, I don't have any questions, okay, to talk about. Okay. But if you have any, feel free to share them. Okay. But yeah, guys, and something you can do right now, honestly, grab a task. Okay. Go to my website, watch the lesson related to the task. So let's say you have a task that you have to do is discuss both views. Okay. So grab that one, go over to my website. Okay. Get the course. It's free. You don't have to pay anything for it. And go to the lesson that talks about discuss both views. And you can start practicing right now, okay? And try to devote at least 5 minutes to your plan, okay? So remember, in task 2, we have 40 minutes, okay? So try to do it in, so let's say, okay, 40 minutes, and then you spend 5 minutes on the plan. You still have 35, and you will see that when you have a plan, you write quickly. So it's a time saver, definitely. All right, guys. Okay, so if you want to have a chat with me later, no worries at all. You can send me an email. Okay, my email is fabi@fabyenglish.com. Okay, you can also send me an email or a message here on Instagram, Facebook. Okay, and if you want to catch the lives, okay, the previous lives, head to YouTube. Okay, there's also heaps of stuff on Facebook and Instagram, Fabi English. All right, I'm gonna go, but I see you next Monday. Bye.